Alright, what the hell is it? Tuesday, October 25th, 2011. Time for some Formspring answers. Answers to Formspring questions. I'm a couple days overdue, and I'm going to be paying for that by the fact that got a whole lot of questions, although not too many more than usual, I guess. Let me load up the old page here. I've got 109 questions. Not too bad. Oh, and one flagged question. I don't know why they flag questions. It's because Formspring thinks the question might be offensive. Ooh, they don't know me very well then, do they? So let's start with that flagged question. Okay. The flagged question is from an anonymous user. Let's say that hell is a giant planet in which everyone feels shitty and sick all the time, and every once in a while you are thrown into lava for a few days. Would you rather go there or disappear into the eternal void? Well, it depends. I mean, if there is no feeling whatsoever in the eternal void, I think I'd still rather go there because I would still have my thoughts. I would just be a place of peace and quiet. Unless the eternal void also means, like, my thoughts go away too, then I'd go to the hell place. Otherwise, yeah. Void it is! Toridoshi12 asked this question 3 weeks ago. For some reason, I kept missing it. I apologize for that, dude. You got 3 wishes. Make a trick to get infinite wishes. Okay. Well, first of all, I would try to wish for infinite wishes, and if that doesn't work, then I would wish that I could wish for infinite wishes. And then the next wish would be for infinite wishes. The genie says, very funny, you can't do that either? Well, guess what? I would wish for more genies! And if for some reason that doesn't work, then I would wish to become a genie myself, with the exception that I do not have to be trapped in a jar and I do not have to grant other people's wishes. There you go. Tattooed Yoshi asks, what is the dumbest question you've ever received? Oh dear. The dumbest question I ever received actually wasn't on here. It was on Xbox 360. Somebody sent me a letter on there. My account is Doc Sigma Xbox. They sent me a voicemail on there, and the question was literally, do you know Tatsudoshi? I could tell it was a boy, but they had the highest-pitched male voice I've ever heard. God, they sounded like they were 7 years old. Ah, dear, I don't remember what their username was. Even if I did, I don't think I would share it, because I don't want to humiliate them that badly. Okay, Snorlag asked, do you watch any of the abridged series on YouTube? No, not really. I've checked out some of them, and I don't know, it's just not my type of humor, I guess. I don't know what else to say. I know somebody put together a few episodes of Phoenix Wright abridged, which I enjoyed, but the longer ones, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and stuff, it's not my cup of tea. Snorlag asks, what did Doc Epsilon do to piss you off? Well, I was in a seafood restaurant once, and I ordered the captain's plate, and he was the waiter, and it did not come with any coleslaw. Now, I detest coleslaw, but it was still supposed to come with bloody coleslaw. Like, so what the fuck, man? Oh, boy. Okay, a bunch of questions in a row by the guy with the yellow smiley face avatar, also known as Roleplay Humor. I want to say I am sorry for being the first guy to ask if you watch Doctor Who. Can you forgive me, or do I get the box again? Well, since you were the first one to do it, you have no need to apologize, and I have no need to forgive you, because there's nothing to forgive, broseph. Would you ever cosplay as Wario? Yes, I would, and in fact, I almost did. I started to put together pieces of the costume. Specifically, it was Wario the way he appears in the WarioWare games, not the way he appears, in other media. Specifically, it was like the biker outfit. I actually bought a bicycle helmet and goggles, a blue t-shirt, and I bought a blue jean jacket and cut the sleeves off of it to make a denim vest. And even though the cosplay outfit never came together, I still wear that vest to this day. It's kind of part of my wardrobe. It's something that a lot of people associate with me in real life. I tend to wear it all the time unless it's like too warm for me to wear it, or if it's so cold that I need to wear a heavy jacket. But otherwise, yeah. Are you a bad enough president to get kidnapped by ninjas? Oh man, well, this one time in ninja camp, I shoved a president up my urethra. Wait, what? Did you hear about the U.S. government drugging an entire village with LSD? No, I did not. That sounds very conspiracy theory-ish. But if it's actually true, then that's some fucked up shit right there. I heard a horrible rumor that you wrote the Moon Man's lines. Is this true or just a horrible myth? It's a horrible myth. The stuff spouted out by Moon Man Returns, you know, the bot that I coded on YouTube, he gets his lines from ytmnd.com. What the script does is it searches ytmnd.com for Moon Man sites, and it just takes the titles of them and tweets them. I myself have made like 2 Moon Man sites, maybe. Unless you're talking about like when Moon Man appears in videos and stuff, well, then in that case it is written by me. But other than that, I didn't really say any of that because Moon Man is awesome. Are you surprised you did not have to take a ride in your groovy, insert Evil Dead scene here, groovy underwater race car at least once during your Evil Dead LP? Actually, I'm actually not, because I'm actually really good at that game. Well, the first couple of videos I really did terribly, because I guess it's just been so long since I played it. But once I got back into the groove of things, I was starting to remember everything, and my muscle memory came back. Gotta yawn. Excuse me. What is the best way to interact with you? Can I just send a message? The best way to interact with me, like to actually get a response, is by Twitter. And I actually, have conversations with people on Twitter. When people, @message me, do like an @reply, I reply to them like 99% of the time, unless it's something really inane. But yeah, Twitter's the best way to get in touch with me. You can send me YouTube messages. I get about 20 a day, and I keep up with them, but I don't always reply to them. So, if you send me a message on YouTube, I will read it, but if you send me a message on Twitter, not only will I read it, but I'll probably respond. And I may even follow you. Last time you said you took a shit a minute ago during the middle of the video. Did you take a shit as you were answering questions? No, I didn't. I can't really take a shit while I'm answering questions, because I do this on my computer, not on my laptop. I have my, professional microphone set up with its little tripod and its little pop filter and all that stuff, and that doesn't really travel very well to the bathroom. Did you watch anything from anyone that is on thatguywiththeglasses.com? Yes, I am. What was I going to say? I'm a pretty big fan of thatguywiththeglasses.com, particularly Doug Walker. I like his stuff. I watch quite a few people on there. One of the ones I really like is this female gamer called Pushing Up Roses. She does some good LPs. And I also like Brad Jones, Linkara, the Rap Critic. There's a whole bunch of people in there I like. There's a bunch I don't like, but yeah, it's a good site for me. I do LPs of some traditional RPG games. Should I stop it now or just do whatever the hell I want? You should do whatever the hell you want, I follow the rule that you shouldn't LP traditional role-playing games because I just can't do it, Some people can do it. Some people can do it. Some people can do it and do it well. Magnum WK can do it really well. H.C. Bailey can do it really well. It's just really, I really don't recommend new people to do it because it involves a lot of editing, and it's really hard to just get to a point where, I have nothing to say. But yeah, if you enjoy doing it, then for the name of God and all that is holy, keep doing it, man. What was the most recent dream you remember? Oh dear. Oh God. Well, first of all, my dreams take place in a nonsensical but completely consistent world. So oh dear, how do I word this? Places. If a house is in a certain place in one dream, it'll be in that same place in the other dream. So, I could probably, if I took the time, I could probably map it out, I have whole cities and towns, and there's a mass transit system and stuff. It's loosely based on the real world, but anyway, the most recent dream I remember, I was at a store, but I don't remember what the store was. It was a small shop. I think it was a Hallmark-type store. They sold, greeting cards and knickknacks and stuff. And the guy, who was checking me out, the cashier, kind of grazed against my hand. And then I kind of looked up at him and realized that he was flirting with me. So then I held his hand, and then we kind of smiled at each other. Then the next thing you know, I'm outside, and I realize that I missed the guy. And then the dream does a jump cut to the next day when that happens again. And this time, when I leave, the guy follows me, and I smile, and I'm really happy. And then the guy's like, and then the guy says, like, with this really ridiculous accent, "I'm going to put my penis in your ass and come, okay?" And I'm like, what? And the next thing you know, the guy has me bent over and is sodomizing me, like, right in front of the store, and there's, like, a whole crowd of guys gathered around cheering, and then they all start gang raping me. And I remember thinking at the time, my main concern was that, God, I hope I don't get AIDS from these guys. It was a really fucked up dream. It was like I didn't mind the fact that I was being raped. Like, you know, they were sodomizing me against my will. The only thing that bothered me was I was worried that I might get AIDS. Fucked up dream, huh? Yeah, oh well. Any nightmares you remember, or good dreams if the last was a nightmare? Well, the last one was kind of a nightmare, so let me think of a good dream. I was in my dream world again, and I was at North Station in Boston, at the platform in the sky. And in my dream, North Station has, like, a whole bunch of train platforms, like it does in real life, but it also has a platform up in, like, on the 20th floor, which, of course, the building doesn't have 20 floors, and it's called the platform in the sky. And, like, these sky trains serve that platform. And I took a train to a place called Paradise Plaza, which is a town, but the entire town is like a shopping center. And I just hung out there and had fun, and it sounds boring to describe, but I had fun. How does Moon Man feel about My Little Pony? I don't know. Let's ask him.
Hey guys, Moon Man here, and I want you to know I am a fucking hardcore brony. The other day I was in a store checking out some high-quality My Little Pony merchandise when I heard this little inbred boy saying that ponies are for faggots, so I beat him to death with a copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin and shoved dozens of steamrollers up his asshole. I then bought a limited edition Fluttershy. Okay, Moon Man out.
Okay, I hope that answers your question. What would happen if Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony and Deadpool from Marvel fused? Well, not much. They're pretty damn similar. Well, let me rephrase that. The way that Pinkie Pie is depicted in the fandom is very similar to Deadpool. So, yeah. How can you tolerate Moon Man's views on things? Racism, being a homophobic, etc. Does the fear help? Yeah. For me, Moon Man is like almost the exact opposite of what I believe about everything, and to me, it's like dark humor. It's just, he is so, like, that there's nothing funny about racism or homophobia, but he just goes so over the top, ridiculously over the top, that's what makes it funny, if that makes sense. It's like dark humor, it's irony or something, I don't know. What is your least favorite video game system? The Virtual Boy. Did you ever find a geocache just to find that some asshole took what was inside of it and left nothing in return? No, I can't say that I have. I've had kind of the opposite happen. I was out in California with, Tatsu and the gang, and we found what was originally must have been a very clever cache, but the cache itself was gone, and all we found was the logbook. Very interesting. Is there any music group or performer that you feel should get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that has not? Rush, 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 and also Rush. Last question, can you sing a random song? All I wanted was a sweet distraction for an hour or two. Had no intention to do the things we'd done. Funny how it always goes with love. When you don't look, you find. But then we're two of a kind. We move as one. On an all-time high, we'll take all that's gone before, doing so much more than falling in love. On an all-time high, we'll take on the world and wait. So hold on tight, Let the flight begin. I don't want to waste... Okay, that's enough. An anonymous user asks, do you like Team Fortress 2? If so, jump up and down. Well, I'm not jumping up and down. Does that answer your question? An anonymous user asks, how long is it? God himself. If you're asking how long God's is, probably infinitely long. If you're asking me, 6.5 inches. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, Dragon asks, I saw one episode of My Little Pony where this one pony claimed to defeat an Ursa Major, only to be put to the test. I've seen this exact plot so often that I knew what was going to happen, and I got bored and lost interest. Are other episodes better? Yes, they are. Try another one. Try a few. I would say try a few episodes, and if by that point you don't like it, then, yeah, you don't like it. Oh boy. Bucket Fan for Life asks, divide the division of 0 by celery. What will the answer be? A. Lolly with a chainsaw. B. How did that cheese get on the ceiling? C. You are now a Koopa. What do you do? Or D. The universe was reborn upon the tip of a bottle. Oh, that's a trick question. Because the answer is E. Warning, this message is for the people who are too stupid to recognize the obvious. This product does not contain the drug cocaine. Duh. This product is not intended to be an alternative to an illicit street drug, and anyone who thinks otherwise is an idiot. Haha. An anonymous user asks, no, don't. That's a wop 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 wop, wink wink, ghost, facepalm. Okay, cool. Yeah. The Bloody Gravy asks, you are walking through a dark alley alone. Suddenly the ground collapses below you and you find yourself in Equestria. What do you do? You know what? That's like a cross, actually, between My Little Pony and 2 different shows by the brothers Sid and Marty Krofft. It's like a cross between My Little Pony, Land of the Lost, and Lidsville. Allow me to explain. My Little Pony part is duh. In Land of the Lost, Marshall, Will, and Holly were on a routine expedition when the greatest earthquake ever known swallowed them up and they found themselves in the land of dinosaurs. And that's the earthquake part taking you to another world. Now, as for Lidsville, the main protagonist in that show fell inside a magical hat and wound up in a world where everyone was literally a living, breathing, thinking hat. So it was a stranger in a strange world situation. So you see, in my case, an earthquake took me to a place where I would be the only human. So what would I do? I would ride Rarity around Poniesville for a while, because I don't think she would mind if I made her hurt a bit with the riding crop. AJ Faye 77 asks, hey Doc, did you hear that Beavis and Butthead is back? New season starts October 27th. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Go watch the promo. Yes, I've heard. Oh my god, I am so freaking psyched. God, Beavis and Butthead was a very important part of my youth. I own the entire Mike Judd collection on DVD. Mike Judd? Really now? Mike Judd? Really, Doc? Mike Judge, perhaps. Yes, I own the entire Mike Judge collection on DVD. Yes. AJFA77 asks, have you ever heard of Rucka Rucka Ali? If so, you should look his videos up. He does parody music that can be very controversial but funny. I think you would like it. Haven't heard of him? I'll have to look him up. Thank you. Tattooed Yoshi asks, do not. Oh no, that was Dylan. I got a tweet from Dylan. Hi, Dylan. Tattooed Yoshi asks, could you please make another fart noise? Okay. Oh dear, I got saliva all over my pop filter. Okay, Nash asks, this is a continuation of the alien story. The aliens put you in a cage when you get there. The next day, a lot of them stand around the cage holding very sharp-looking objects. What do you do now? I attempt to communicate with them. Your move. Tattooed Yoshi asks, did you wake up this morning to give us a warning about a dangerous, insidious computer virus? Unfortunately, no, or maybe fortunately, no. I woke up this morning to go to work, and I did it later than I would have liked. Oh well. Yggdrasil asks, do so... No, it's another tweet. God. Pay attention, Doc. Tattooed Yoshi asks, are you as upset as I am that you can only play GBA games on the original handheld system and the Nintendo DS Lite? WTF Nintendo. Well, I am upset about that, but I mean, I still have the old ones around to do that. I mean, they wanted to make the thing as skinny as possible. And they really had to remove the GBA processor because, I mean, it was a whole separate chipset. So by doing that, they could make it really skinny. It does kind of suck, though. I think they should release a brand new standalone GBA that's as small as physically possible and only costs like $50. That would be cool. An anonymous user asks, Moo. The cow says, Moo, please don't eat me. Okay. I got a bunch in a row by Jack RC11. Doc's macaroni has been kidnapped by Cold. Are you a mad enough dude to beat the piss out of Cold and eat the macaroni on his corpse? No, I'm not. Cold actually hasn't been eating very much lately. He's run out of food, and his parents are being jerks and not buying any more. So if he stole my macaroni, he must have really needed it. So he can eat it. He can enjoy it. In fact, I'll give him a few more boxes because I'm cool. If sodomy equals good and greed or money equals bad, does that mean sodomy makes you poor? Not from my personal experience. Ho! South Beach! In the episode Lesson 0, did you actually think Fluttershy killed that bear until about 10 seconds later? No, I didn't. I knew it was in my opinion, that was way too obvious. I knew something had to be up. I didn't predict what she was actually doing. I didn't get it correct. I personally thought that maybe he was choking on something and she was doing some sort of extreme pony version of the Heimlich maneuver. Top 5 favorite Big Bang Theory characters. Go! I swear, if you say Priya in any of those spots, I will punch you. Well, there's not really that many characters on the Big Bang Theory. My favorite is Sheldon, followed by Howard, then Leonard, then Penny, and then poor Raj comes in last. Although all the rest of the characters I like less than him, so he can go along with that. Although if you take them, I really like the relationship between Raj and Howard. They're like an old gay couple. Are you familiar with Jeff Dunham and any of his shows? He had one recently, Controlled Chaos. It was hilarious with a capital sodomy. Can't say I'm familiar with him, although capital sodomy would be a great idea for a TV show. It would be like about all the goings-on in the bathrooms in Washington, D.C. Do you have a Steam account? If so, what games do you have and what's your name? We should play together sometime. Yes, I do have a Steam account. My name is Doc Sigma. Feel free to add me. I currently have about 100 people who have sent requests to me that I haven't done anything with yet. I haven't added them or ignored them or blocked them. I have a very small number of people that I let through. Basically, I'll let you through if I know who you are. Whereas with Xbox, I will let anybody through until the list gets completely filled, at which point I go through and delete people that I don't know, and then the process just begins all over again. You have to cross a river, but you can only take one thing over at a time. You have Cold, Nether, a black guy, and a Jew. Nether kills Cold, and Cold kills the Jew and the black guy. What do you do? Trick question, use an inflatable ball to go across. Oh, I was already starting to work it out in my head, because there's a puzzle very similar to that. But I don't think it works with 4 things. Oh well. Sorry about that typo in my last question. Ran out of room. I meant to say you use Cold as an inflatable raft to get across. Oh, you're mean. Even I'm mean for laughing. Oh well. Fat Dude asks, not a question, but I also deeply enjoy the Super Mario Bros. Live-action movie. P.S. A lot of people think we look alike. Cool, and cool. Glad to hear that on both accounts. I'm glad I'm not the only one who likes that movie, and I'm glad we look alike. Am I? I'm not sure. Damn it, Christian asks, just a small-town girl. Oh, God, no. Living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city. But oh, one time I saw this awesome graffiti on the MBTA. They have like maps of the subway, you know, in all the stations, obviously, and also in all the cars. And someone had used a Sharpie to add an additional line to the green line, and they labeled that line as Midnight Train. And it only had one stop, which was the final stop, and they labeled that station's name as being Anywhere. So they literally added a new train to the MBTA, the Midnight Train going anywhere. I thought that was pretty clever graffiti. Hey, Doc, it's the Sweetbread Rolls guy again. Anyway, out of all the Sonic games and Mario games, which Mario game is your favorite? And which Sonic game is your favorite? And why are those two your faves? Compare the two if you can, and pick out your most favorite. Okay, this is actually pretty easy. Super Mario 3 is my favorite Mario game. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, locked together to make one huge game, is my favorite Sonic game. If I had to compare the two, I would say that I would say that it's a tie if I'm allowed to. Otherwise, I would give the slight edge to Mario 3. Now, why do I like them? Mario 3 is... When I got my Nintendo, I also got Mario 3 with it, and so that's the Nintendo game that I've been playing the longest. And, you know, I've learned a lot of secrets about it. I grew up with it. I still have fond memories of the night I got the Nintendo. My best friend at the time, Bernard, was with me, along with my mother and father. And people tell me that I literally fainted when I opened the Nintendo, because it was like I had wanted it more than anything. And I still remember us hooking it up to the television in the living room and playing Super Mario 3 that evening. And I still remember in World 1-6, we kept jumping into pits accidentally. And every time we did, we would say, "The stupidest move ever!" And then we started intentionally jumping into pits and yelling that. I remember that now in such vivid detail. And I mean, when you have memories like that attached to a video game, it's obvious that it's going to hold a special place in your heart. And that's why it's my favorite Mario game, and that's why it beats out Sonic. As for why Sonic 3 and Knuckles is my favorite Sonic game, it just is... The level design is awesome, it's really long, it's a perfect Sonic game, yeah. Still has to take second banana to Mario 3, though. Okay, An anonymous user asks, what internet connection/service do you have? I'm looking for a new service, and I would like to know what you would recommend. I use Verizon Fios, which is Verizon's fiber optic service. It's an FTTP service, fiber to the premises. I am signed up for their 15.5 service, which is 15 megabyte downstream, megabyte, yeah, I wish. 15 megabit downstream and 5 megabit upstream. And according to various online speed tests, that's what I get. And so, yeah, I'm very happy with it. I pay, what do I pay? Somewhere around $40 to $50 a month for it. It's extremely reliable. It's not available everywhere. FTTP isn't available everywhere. Fiber to the premises isn't available everywhere. But if you can get it, it's great. You know, it doesn't tie up your phone line. You know, it doesn't interfere with cable. It doesn't drop in speed if your neighbor gets online. Yeah, good stuff. Tattooed Yoshi asks, is this a necessary question? Of course it is, dude. I mean, look at the look on your avatar's face. He's so happy. Of course it's a necessary question. Okay, an anonymous user asks, Fudjo or Mini Wheats? Well, I've never heard of Fudjo. I do love Mini Wheats, especially if they're frosted. I'm gonna have to look up Fudjo. Fudjo, the FileMaker Users and Developers Group of Eastern Ontario? Oh, okay. Oh, apparently it also is a type of Canadian candy. Apparently it's a type of Canadian candy. Come on, give me more information. No? It's not going to give me more information. Fudjo candy, okay. No, do not include results for fudge candy. Christ. Fudjo candy, Canada. No, okay, minus fudge. Tammy Fudjo cookies, okay. Let's look that up. Tammy, which I spelled wrong. Okay, Tammy Fudjo cookies. No, don't. Fine. I'll go to Google instead of Bing. Calories in Fudgo. Based on, okay. It's an ice cream bar? I'm just trying to get a picture of it. An old-fashioned recipe with... fucking hell. I give up. I just give up. So I'm going to assume that Fudgo is something involving chocolate and not some type of deviant sexual behavior. And just go with Fudgo blindly because I love chocolate. Damn, I took too long with that. I apologize. Alrighty, moving right along. An anonymous user asks, I have a... oh dear. Physical chemistry exam in 2 hours. Should I study it or ask you more questions? Well, duh. You should ask me more questions. An anonymous user asks, would you rather be Hugh Jackman for a day or receive $200,000? I'd be Hugh Jackman for a day because I would use that day to transfer money to myself. I would give myself $10 million of Hugh Jackman's money, then I would spend the rest of the day just chilling out in privacy, and then I'd switch back to Doc Sigma and take my money. Oh, yeah. If you could live permanently in a video game, asks an honest user, which one would you choose? Oh, dear. Oh man, this is a cheesy answer. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, because then I could switch between living in over 50 different games. Zigbar31 asks, are you for or against the death penalty? Oh dear. Oh Christ. I'm for, oh God. I'm for the death penalty in the case of very specific crimes, and when the party is guilty, not just beyond a reasonable doubt, but like beyond a shadow of a doubt. When like literally everyone in the world has no doubt at all that this person committed the crime because like, I don't know, there were millions of witnesses, or they saw the crime happen live on TV, or the person confessed and provided details that only the killer could have possibly known, and therefore, you know, they were not lying. Yeah, basically, horrendous crime and guilt beyond a shadow of a doubt. In that case, I'd be for it, and all other cases against it. Finite Razor asks, do you like playing Grand Theft Auto? If so, which game is your favorite? I really enjoyed Chinatown Wars. The other games... An anonymous user asks, I'm not sure what your opinion of dogs is, but if you like them, do you prefer big ones, middle-sized ones, or small ones? I've always liked big dogs. Like, my first dog growing up was Rex. He was a border collie mixed with an Australian shepherd, and he was enormous. Then my next dog was Honey Bear, and she was a little thing. She was a corgi. Full-size dog with short legs. And my current dog, Dusty, is... what the hell is he? I've already forgotten. He's a Yorkie Poo. So a Yorkshire Terrier with Poodle mixed with some Schnauzer thrown in for good measure. He's like 18 pounds soaking wet. So my dogs keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Make of that what you will. And an anonymous user asks, is there a food that you absolutely love and can't get enough of, or one that you simply cannot stand? I can't get enough of macaroni and cheese, especially if it's extra creamy and gooey, and especially if it has nice buttery breadcrumbs on top. Food I can't stand, mushrooms. They are my kryptonite. I can't even be in a room where mushrooms are being cooked, because the smell will offend me to the point of vomiting. If the conversation looks like it might take too long, or if I just don't care about the person that much, or whatever, I will usually just say that I'm allergic to mushrooms, because that just ends all arguments. The Bloody Gravy asks, what is the most annoying thing people do around you? Oh dear. Smell bad. I can't stand people who smell bad. And an honest user asks, do you understand statistics? I'd like to think I do. Yeah. Okay, we got a bunch of questions in a row from your friend and mine, DarkDuck64. Who would you say is one of the greatest vocalists / frontmen in music history? I'd have to say Ozzy Osbourne. He has an amazing freaking voice, and it's so unique. It's basically where if somebody's, like if a singer's trying to do an impression of Ozzy, or like a cover of Ozzy, they usually have to run the person's voice through a computer to make it sound like him. Like when Pantera did their very good cover of Black Sabbath's Planet Caravan, they had to use Pro Tools to make Phil sound like Ozzy. Do you think dreams have any significant meaning? I think they can. Not like in terms of predicting the future or anything, but I think that in dreams is when your brain is kind of like working on problems and stuff that you may have been working on during the day, and it can devote more time to them. So I think if you pay attention to your dreams, it can be helpful. Excuse me. Do you have anything against growing/smoking pot? Absolutely not. Would you say I've changed your life somehow? Yes, you have. Yes, you've changed my life in ways I don't even know. And lastly from Duck Duck, do you consider me a friend? Yes, I do. Good friend, I really like you. Mr. Neo3 asks, Hey, Doc! Last Friday during that fire drill you said you were dropping a brick from 1 being the perfect crap to 5 being diarrhea. How would you categorize your submarine when the fire alarm activated? I would say it was like a 4 because it wasn't diarrhea, but it was a really miserable crap. And I didn't even get to finish it. Yes, I just had to wipe up really fast. It was lousy. Thankfully, I got to finish it when they let us back in. Jack RC11 asks, It's time for Jack's Song Parodies! You put your penis in, you pull your penis out, you put your penis in, and you shake it all about. Okay, my turn now, I guess. You do the Dr. Sigma and you come everywhere. That's what it's all about. You put your dildo in, you pull your dildo out, you put your dildo in, and you turn the volume up. You do the Dr. Sigma and you jizz onto the floor. Then your dog licks it up. You put your fist in, you pull your fist out, you put your fist in, you pull your fist out, you put your fist in, you pull your fist out, you put both fists in, you put... Okay, I'm done. Daniel Rydell asks a bunch of questions in a row, okay. If you control the horizontal and the vertical, then what about the diagonal? I am very confused. Well, think about it for a second. A diagonal movement is an affine transform, which means it's based on the horizontal and vertical. So if I want something to move diagonally, I can translate that one diagonal movement into 2 horizontal and vertical movements. So by controlling the horizontal and the vertical, I also control the diagonal. It just kind of goes without saying. This is not a question. However, this part is... well, this isn't a question, but let's say that it is. Okay. You're walking down the street, and the battle music from Chrono Trigger kicks in, and of course you pull out your sword to battle the raging alcoholic that has decided to attack you. He steals your wallet and begins to run away. What do you to achieve win? Well, okay, Christ, let me think for a moment here. I was going to be clever. I cast Luminaire, yes, because it's Chrono Trigger, and I'm Chrono, obviously, sword and stuff. I cast Luminaire. That's Chrono's ultimate single spell tech, right? Yeah, Luminaire or something like that. There we go. Oh no! By storm of badness and yucky, you find yourself trapped on an island. Too bad for you, it is filled with cold clones. What say ye? I kill all of them except one, and feast on the rest. Oh yeah. In a world with choices between sandwich and soup, but not both, what would you prefer, or would you lead the rebellion to bring sandwich and soup together at last? I have no idea, but so here's a joke about soup. This old guy was living in a nursing home. He was, really old, and, he was mostly deaf. He lost most of his hair, etc. His friends decided to, be really awesome for him. Give him a really awesome gift for his 90th birthday, which is, something that only comes around once in a lifetime, like every other birthday. So they hire a prostitute, and they send the prostitute to his home at the nursing home. So she rings his doorbell, he hobbles over to the door, opens it up, and the prostitute's standing there. And he's just kind of like, what do you want, Missy? And she's like, I'm here to give you super sex. So he looks at her, scratches his chin, thinks about it for a minute, and says, okay, I'll take the soup. Star Trek, Star Wars, or none of the aforementioned. Star Wars, okay. Let me try that again. Is there a ROM hack that you've played that you consider doing again? Even going so far as to record it and post it because you enjoyed it so much or because you think you could do a better job the second time around? Yes, I would do Time Zone again. That was one of my first serious LPs, except Cold is doing it right now, so I won't be doing that. I would like to think about maybe doing, I forget if I did this or not, but, you know, when I first did Super Mario World NES, you know, it ended halfway through. But then I got my hands on the complete ROM, which has the whole game, and I honestly forget if I went back and did the rest of it and posted the videos. Did I? If not, I would do that. Yeah, there we go. You are offered the... No, I missed a question. Some people have stockings for their annual companions. No, I can't read. Jesus. Some people have stockings for their animal companions during the Christmas season. Do you have stockings for Dusty and the cat girls that we all know you have waiting on you handed for? Well, yes, the cat girls get stockings, of course. And yes, I do have a little stocking for Dusty. I fill it with dog treats and dog toys, yes. And I give him presents, too. I wrap them. Yeah, he's my baby. My only other pet right now is Parakeet. Her name is Jeannie. And yes, she gets Christmas presents, too. I don't think she has a stocking, though. Now, let's try that again. You are offered the rare opportunity to be locked out of your domicile during the night. It is a clear night and not particularly cold, a perfect night for gazing of stars or the like. Shall ye accept the offer? Absolutely, I love sleeping under the stars. I wish I could do that much more often. Yeah, I would definitely do that. You're on an aeroplane, and you discover that you are accompanied by Cole. The conversation is lively, and you found a dollar bill on the ground upon stepping off the plane. Wasn't that a nice story? Anyway, how was your week? Oh, you. Well, my week's just started, and it's going very, very well. Even the work side of things is going very, very well. Yeah. About 3/4 of the way through. What is your most favorite moment during any LP that you've done? On a related note, do you look forward to completing an LP, or does it vary depending on what you are playing? Well, 4 Boom Booms and a Waterfall from Ultimate Super Mario 3 was really a classic moment. But I really think the one I'm the most proud of is when I did Mario in Some Usual Day. I got through the game without getting any of the S-coins. Then I did a little montage where I go through and collect all of the S-coins. And it didn't have any voice, and I just set it to the tune of Dr. Cossack's second theme from Mega Man 4. And for some reason, I just thought that came out really bloody well, and I'm really proud of that. And I usually look forward to completing an LP, yeah. What can I say? I do. Do you write, draw, or anything like that? I can't draw for shit. I'm very bad at art. I used to write, but now I really don't anymore, which is unfortunate. I've been told I'm a very good writer. I like writing poetry and short stories. They tend to be kind of dark, and they tend to involve types of writing that people find difficult to read. Like, I tend to jump around in time a lot in the stories, for example, without even mentioning it. And you just have to kind of figure it out. Like, I remember one time in high school, I think it was, I got one of my stories published in the school paper, and the editors took it upon themselves to add, "in the past," and "back in the present" at various points in my story. It was a story written from the perspective of a black and white television. Yeah. Okay. How many gigs of RAM does your computer currently have? I forget. Let's find out. 8. Okay. Why did I think it had 16? That would have just been silly. This is not a question, but I thought I'd share because it was nuts. changed tabs in my browser for a few seconds, and honestly could not remember what I was doing. Means I should be done asking questions. Have a good day, Doc. Thanks for being awesome. Ah, you're welcome. And blush. I lied. My picture is a goat. What is your favorite animal? Yeah, and what is my favorite animal? Turtles, tortoises, terrapins, anything like that. Especially red ear slider turtles. One more, and I'm done for real. You mentioned in your previous Formspring video that you didn't find any games really frightening or like that. On that thought, have you played any of the Silent Hill games, like Shattered Memories on the Wii? No, I haven't. Not my kind of game. The Bloody Gravy asks, what would you do if you found yourself inside a black void with a light coming from very far away? I would go towards the light. What could I say? I'd go towards the light. Go to the light. Daniel Rydell, I thought you were leaving. No, he's back with another question. You mentioned a game called Out of This World. I vaguely remember it, and I remember having a tremendously difficult time with it and not enjoying it. Did you play it and enjoyed it? Yes, I played it, and yes, I loved it, although I must admit it's not for everyone. It is extremely difficult and unforgiving. But yeah, I'm sure that it's been LP'd by now, or that there's at least, a long play of it, or maybe even a tool-assisted speedrun of it. Check YouTube. I mean, just at the very beginning of the game starts you off sitting at a desk underwater, and you have to swim straight up immediately. If you don't swim up, I can't talk. If you don't swim straight up, like within 3 seconds, some tentacles eat you. And then you're on the shore of a lake, and there's these little slugs that can kill you. And if you don't move away from the shore of the lake soon enough, one of those aforementioned tentacles will come and eat you. Madar Ruad asks, I'm thinking of actually carving pumpkins this year. How does a troll-faced pumpkin sound? Dude, that sounds like the best pumpkin ever. Oh god, if you do that... First of all, please do that. And second of all, if you do that, please post pics. Storm asks, let's say you believe in reincarnation. Judging from your personality, lifestyle, etc., what do you think you were in your previous life? And what do you hope to be in your next life? Okay, in my previous life, I was probably the Marquis de Sade. And in my next life, I'll probably be a tree. An anonymous user asks, have you ever heard the disco version of the Star Wars theme from the 70s? If so, did you like it? Yes, it's by Miko, and I actually own a copy of the record that has it. I have it framed and everything. It also has the disco version of The Wizard of Oz. I like it very much, so much so that it's on my iPod. Or my iPhone, actually. An anonymous user asks, you come across Bowser from the Mario games, and he is crying about something. What do you do? I attempt to console him, because I like Bowser. I think he's a tragic villain. An anonymous user asks, my brother played Abe's Odyssey, and right after calling Elam, he accidentally made Abe jump to his death. The Elam walked off screen, and the brainless AI made him jump off to his death. Bro and I laughed in perfect unison. True story. Funny or stupid? Very funny. I love it when AI does stupid things. It's good stuff. Daniel Rydell asks, moo. I get that a lot. Is that like a running joke with you people asking me moo? We all know that the cow says moo, but did you know that... Okay, I got nothing. An anonymous user asks, Doc, I'm the guy who asked that one question about the mountains and the mansion. So would you buy the game The Dishwasher Vampire Smile, and if you did, would you play it with me? I have no idea. I'll have to look up that game. I'm not familiar with it. The Dishwasher Vampire Smile? Okay, Okay. I don't want to watch videos. I just want screenshots. I don't want to watch a video. I guess I'm forced to watch a video. What kind of game is this? Oh, I think I've played that game before, actually. Okay, I'm spending too much time on this question. Moving along. You see Cold aggressively chomping at his own crotch while dressed as a clown while Nether kneels nearby and Geisha... Oh, Mrs. Yggdrasil, he said he was going to ask me the best question ever. Oh, God, I should have been prepared. You see Cold aggressively chomping at his own crotch while dressed as a clown, while Nether kneels nearby in geisha makeup and a kimono serving him tea. What do you do, bro? I say, holy crap, it's Tuesday already? Daniel Rydell asks, were the controls for SMW NES better in FCE Ultra? It just seemed like it might have played a little easier during the speed recap you did. I think the controls were about the same, to be honest. Yeah. MS Fan 2001 asks, hey Doc, have you ever smelled a smell that smelled good and bad at the same time? I don't mean like good, bad balancing each other out. I mean like sometimes it smells good and other times bad. Skunk. Obviously it usually smells bad, yeah, but sometimes I'll smell a skunk and think, you know what? That smells pretty nice. Of course, it's usually in very small quantities. Dark Duck has, what does he have? 2 questions in a row here. Do you have a routine/ritual you do to clear your head before/while you sit down to do a large project? For example, meditation, drink a cup of tea, smoke a joint. I usually will drink an energy drink and smoke a cigarette. Of all the supervillains out there, which one do you relate to the most? Also tell us where they're from in case some people don't know. I'm going to have to go ahead and say Rubicant from Final Fantasy IV, because he's evil, like me, but he's a true gentleman, like me, and he's the nicest guy I'll ever meet, like me. Proof that evil doesn't mean bad, necessarily. Daniel Rydell is a popular boy tonight. Is Super Mario 3 Challenge still one of your favorites, or has another taken its place? Well, in terms of like my LPs, it's still one of my favorites just because it's one of my earliest ones. And it's really not the one that got me noticed. The one that got me noticed was Ultimate Super Mario 3, because that one really got me noticed in LPing in general. And for some reason, a lot of Japanese websites started linking to my LP of it, and that's how it got so many views. But in terms of actual hacks and like enjoyment of them, I'd say my favorite is Mario in Some Usual Day, with Blue Mario being a very close second. Okay, an anonymous user asks, if this question is too personal, feel free to ignore it, and please accept my apologies. In terms of a life partner, do you prefer them to be skinny, of medium build, or a bit on the hefty side? This sounds generic, but I obviously don't care. I'd rather they be not too skinny, I'd rather they be not too fat, somewhere in between. But, you know, if I've fallen in love with their personality, then it doesn't matter what they look like. They could be a head on a plate, you know? An anonymous user asks, if you met someone who didn't look like much and wasn't all that outgoing, but they loved to cook, would you give them a chance, or just prefer to be friends and occasionally sample their cooking? Don't worry, this is just idle curiosity. I'd give them a chance, absolutely. Yeah, I could use a good cook in my life, because God knows I can't cook. Jeez. An anonymous user asks, have you ever read any of the Dragonlance books? If so, what did you think of them, and who is your favorite character? I never read any of the Dragonlance books, although along the same lines I did read several of the Ravencroft books. I remember Strahd von Zarovich and Lord Sommer being a couple of my favorite characters from those books. Chibi UFO asks, do you have a favorite soda? Yes, I do. Tab. And I don't mean the new Tab energy drink. I mean the old Tab. You know, it was a diet soda. One of the first diet sodas. Sweetened with good old saccharin. You can still find it, but it's extremely rare. No! I'm wrong! Excuse me, how could I forget? That's not my favorite soda. That's my second favorite soda. My favorite soda is Moxie. It was one of the first sodas. It might be the oldest tonic in existence. What does Moxie taste like? Well, I can't describe it. There's nothing else like it. Try it sometime if you haven't. You'll either love it or you'll hate it. And it's one of the very few tonics. Seba. I just got confused because a whole bunch of tweets popped up. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, Moxie. It's one of the few tonics that I can enjoy warm and flat. I mean, you let it go flat, you let it like warm up, it's still delicious to me. Demon Ranger asks, do you watch some of your subscribers' videos? And if so, have you seen any of mine? Not really, and no. I only watch videos of people I subscribe to, not necessarily people who subscribe to me. And I really don't go out of my way to try to find new people to watch. I usually just either stumble upon them or have them recommended to me or something, but there are very few people I watch on YouTube, actually. I hate to say that. The Bloody Gravy asks, what is your most prized possession? It's one that's currently missing, which kind of scares me and pisses me off. My Northeastern University class ring. Big, beautiful gold ring. Big, bulky men's ring. Haha. And Anonymous User asks, hey, I was watching you go through Ultimate Super Mario Bros. 3 on your YouTube page, and I saw that you didn't have video 48 or video 50. Do you still have either video? If so, will you re-upload them? Hang on just a second here. I think I know what's going on here. Hang on just a minute. My videos. I think that they're there, but you're just not able to see them. Yeah, hang on just a moment. Yeah, okay. No, that's not it at all. Because 3 of my videos are blocked in specific countries. Like, Ultimate Episode 42 is blocked in Germany, and Ultimate 36 is blocked in... nowhere. And my 200 subscriber special is blocked in Germany. Germans, they make good stuff. So, episodes 48 and 50. I'm going to take a look at that right now because I'm really concerned. Playlists. Ultimate, you said, right? Ultimate. They're here. They're there. They're there. They're there. I'm staring at them right now. Go to the playlist. They're there. They're totally there. I don't know, man. Weird. Okay, and that's it for our user questions. So now it's time for the Formspring question of the day. Yes. What's your favorite day of the year? My birthday, July 2nd. Because duh, and because it's the middle of the summer. It's a freaking beautiful day usually. And well, that's it for this week's edition of Formspring Questions and Answers. Keep those questions coming. God knows I love them. If I didn't love them, I wouldn't do this. And if you guys didn't love these videos, I wouldn't make them. So keep those questions coming. www.formspring.me/Doc Sigma. And until next time, this is Doc Sigma signing off. Thanks for watching. Or in this case, listening, since there was no video. See you around, folks. Cheers!